Well, back to wrenching. I hope you guys enjoyed this weekend's video. It was a really fun event, probably one of the funnest races me and Bronte have been to. It was super competitive. We got really lucky and then, you know, had a little stumble there. So figure that out, fix it, won't make that mistake again. The best lessons are always learned like that, and the most unforgettable lessons are always learned like that. Aside from that, we have to get this thing out of here because I need to bring the Camaro in, mess with that thing a little bit. I got a bunch of parts for the Mustang coming this week and already here, and I have the other axle. So swung on over to O'Reilly's this morning, grabbed the other axle, and we can put this thing in now. You guys saw me, I already put in an axle in the last 240 video. Nobody wants to see that, so I'm gonna get to it right now. All right, has 2 axles in it now. Again, see how it does. Ugh.
Does that, it does like a, it like stutters for a second. Hey, we're moving! Oh my gosh, I fixed it. Bowser, I fixed it. Don't walk behind me. I'm just trying to move it over so I can go down with the Mustang.
Well, we have a 240 that's good to go. A bunch of freaking fuel all in there. Now it's moved over enough to where I can go down with the Mustang. Because we got stuff to do on Chip. Guess what? Guess I'll open it up before I go down. So right here, you can see Cooper Spaghetti. That's me. From our friends over at Boost District Performance. Check it out. So right here, Innovators West, GM LSX. This is their Innovators West balancer for an LSA combination. So we could put this thing on and then get the water pump on, get all that good stuff going. I got the installation stuff right here, everything you need. And then we also have to keyway it. So it has like a little keyway deal, but I don't believe that these, yeah, the stock crank doesn't have anything like that, and they're square. So, well, I guess so. Yeah, they're square, so I can't really do anything, but I have a little tool to drill it out and to put like a little keyway in there, because when you have a blower car, you could spin the balancer instead of actually spin the blower, but you don't want to do that, so you have to pin the crank. So let's start on that. Go down with this guy. Oh, it smells like freaking exhaust in here. Go down on this car and start doing that. I gotta pull the radiator out so I can get a drill in there. That's why I didn't like put the radiator in all that much. Okay, so this is exactly why I didn't really put the radiator in permanently. I kind of just like that. Just had one bracket holding it on. Yeah, just like that. Come on. Pretty heavy. It has a fan on it. Ugh. That's probably pretty close now, but you can see I didn't put the AC condenser in yet either, but we are probably just about enough now. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, that should fit now, so perfect. Well, I'm trying to keyway my crank, and I keep breaking drill bits, and they're also not spinning because the drill bits that I'm using are circled, and they need to be squared drill bits like this one over here, but I broke this one. Maybe I can still use it, but it's got the flat sides. All of these other ones for some reason don't. Even the one that it came with just keeps spinning in the drill, so that's kind of irritating. And cranks are extremely difficult to drill into because they are pretty hardened metal, forged, whatever, forged stock cranks, I'm pretty sure, so they're really hard to drill into. Trying to be careful, trying to use some lubricant to keep the drill bits cold, but the second you get any kind of like angle on it, which it's pretty difficult to not get on here, it just snaps. So probably gonna end up having to just like file this down, maybe just like put like some flat spots on it just to kind of keep it from, yeah, and then drill it. But I keep breaking them in there and then I have to keep pulling them out, pain in the butt. So my fun Monday night. That's how stubborn he is. Open the door, he wants to come in. I finally got the correct bracket from Holly. Well, not really finally, I only ordered it a few days ago, but power glide bracket for the shifter cable. So it goes down here like this, like that. Puts the shifter cable in the correct spot, and then we can adjust it accordingly and have ourselves a transmission that can shift. Okay, time to do a quick little oil change on this thing before the Christmas tree race in like, I don't know, 10-ish days, I think, something like that, 8 days. But time to do a little oil change and get this thing ready. Oil is what got me at the race the last weekend. I told you guys it hit a safety, and I wasn't 100% sure if it was fuel or oil safety. When I checked on the data log, it looked like it could have been either of them. Neither of them had very great pressure because I was a little low on fuel, and the oil was a little milky, hot, and a little bit low. So all those things combined kind of put me into a situation where hit a good 60 foot and low oil pressure. So, but just gonna get under this thing, go through it, nut and bolt it, make sure everything's tight, make sure nothing is out of the ordinary, and then put some fresh oil in it. Super simple deal. Done this many a times. Jack it up, take off that belly pan, drain the oil, yada yada yada. You guys know it's an oil change. So I always put fresh pig mat down when it's needed. That stuff was a little wet, had a little bit of oil or something on it. A motor like this tends to drip a little bit from around the pan, especially when we're putting a lot of boost into it. So I just use some Loctite like this. This is like Loctite spray adhesive, and then I just lay sheets down on top of it. Yep, just like that, and then it keeps it stuck down. I don't go up here because this isn't even under the, it's not even under anything really. Just this is really where you catch anything, and because of the angle, not really needed. Well, just like every filter I've ever taken off a car, I cut it open just to see, and this one looks particularly nice. This was the one that was on there during FL2K, on there during this last race this weekend, and it is really clean. Like, this is the nicest one I've ever cut open, so pretty nice. I usually expect to see a little bit of metal because, I mean, it is a little 6-cylinder 3-liter making 1500 horsepower with steel rods. So it just beats the crap out of the bearings, and then also Power Glide beats up the thrust bearing. But for this, it looks really good. This is another filter I cut open last night. My buddy, local with a F-body. His is a little different though. His is a twin turbo LS. Pretty cool car, but his isn't bad. His hasn't ran in a while, so it had a lot of like ethanol buildup. That's what this like brown stuff was, is what I came to learn. But not bad. I mean, a little bit of shavings up here, but this is a different car altogether. But look at the difference between like this Toyota filter, the size of it, and this filter that he uses. That's pretty insane. He uses a K&N, and that's how much smaller it is than the OEM Toyota one like this. That's kind of wild. But yeah, he's got a little bit of, you know, a little bit of dirt down there, whatever you want to call that, sludge. This one, super clean. All right, well, fresh oil change. Put a good amount of oil in there, so we shouldn't have our same issue of clearing the pan out and running into a low oil pressure, but fresh oil, so it's not going to be as thin or broken down or filled with ethanol as the last oil from the last race. So we're in a good spot just there. But that oil looked really good still that came out of it, but it definitely smelled like ethanol. So fresh oil change for the Christmas tree race. I don't know why, but changing your car's oil always makes you feel like you just did like when you change a race car's oil, you always feel like, yeah, I just solved all the potential issues that this motor may have had. It's like, doesn't really work like that, but it gives you this false sense of hope in a way. So, all right, here it is. I didn't take the trailer to go get it, but put it down on top of the trailer. The tree that we will be using this year. Pretty nice one, honestly. Very nice. Had him wrap it up. Cut it down myself, actually, and then I wrapped it up. Here come the dogs. Hey, Millie. What's up? Wow. Jess, I'm out here. Come on. Come on, Jess. Come on, Luna. Well, I got my tree. It's looking pretty serious. It's got a lot of room on the bottom, which is nice. You know, not that many branches.
How tall is it?
It's around 8 feet. I'm pretty sure it's... I had a tape measure, but it was hard to really gauge exactly how tall it was.
Nice.
Pretty nice looking tree, huh?
Yeah, it is.
It's not that heavy either. So here, you want to film? I'll grab a tape measure.
Okay. I went to smell it because it doesn't even really smell like a real Christmas tree. And then
Do you not have your sense of smell?
no, I smelt it like a tiny bit. What is this?
I was just gonna
Why don't you just put it up to it?
do this and then lay it down.
Okay.
Boom.
Oh yeah, she's over 8 feet.
Right at 8 feet.
It's got a few inches on her.
Thankfully they didn't cut it at all.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't many that were 8 feet. There was one that was like a little bit taller, but like it was like this wide around the base. And this one was only like this wide around the base.
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't getting that heavy. Like I literally was like struggling to lift it. This one's like
Light.
a one-handed, like this thing's light.
Yeah.
And then the trick is you leave
It's
it out
funny
here.
how light they are.
Let the sun beat on it for a couple days, let it die, let the pines fall off. Bring a really sad looking Christmas tree. £17.
Oh, it's not a lot.
Yeah, but it ruins the aerodynamics of the Camaro. 17 pounds, heavy unit. For a race car, that's heavy, adding 17 pounds. So when you see an 8-foot tree sitting on the ground, it looks gigantic, but when you actually put it on the car, it doesn't look very big at all. This Camaro is just huge. It's such a big car. Like next to the 240 and like the Mustang, this thing just feels giant. And then the wing adds so much length. But yeah, it really doesn't look that bad, honestly. Fits pretty well. I can still see the tree when I'm staging. That's part of my goal. I wonder if I could just like lay it flat across the wing. Just strap it to the wing right here and somehow lift this up. Yeah, really not too bad. So probably move it back as far as possible to try to get the aerodynamics, because I want to go 7s with the tree on the roof. I want to go like a 780 still with the tree, but we'll see. I gotta find my lights. I had lights last year. I just cannot for the life of me think where I put them. I guess it has been a whole year, but you ever just like have something that you know that you have and you just cannot find it? I just don't feel like going to buy new lights. But for this year, I wanted to try something a little different. You guys know last year I won the Grinch Award and I had a broken turbo, so real win-win for me. But a lot of people were super upset about my last year's tree, which I find hilarious. Bronte didn't find as hilarious as I did, but this year I got some giant googly eyes and some red wrap, and I'm gonna turn the car into Rudolph. I got some antlers coming, but don't have them yet. Figured this car as Rudolph would be perfect. So put the googly eyes somewhere. I'm gonna wrap this nose red just like a little bit right here around the nitrous purge and see what we can do. So I didn't realize how small this wrap was, but not much could come here this quickly. I'm just gonna wing it. That looks like a stupid little mustache right now. You know, in my head, I imagine that looking a lot better. For some reason, I can't get past the fact that it looks like lipstick or something. But who cares? Okay, once we have antlers, we're good to go. Okay, that is definitely the best look. Did kind of like a circle on this one instead. I didn't really do it great on the top, but just kind of winged it. It's still drying, like the actual quick detailer is still drying, and once it does dry, it'll stick down. Move the eyeballs in a little bit. That's probably my best look thus far. Thankfully, this eyeball is so big and stiff, I don't think it could go in the turbo, but it could definitely block it, which would be exciting. Pretty unfortunate. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something. It's not on that well. I don't know. Reckless maneuver. Thought about putting them on the windshield. I don't think it'd look good there either. Tree looks great. Just kind of getting a feel for it. Still got to put some lights on it. Cut off a couple branches to clean it up, and some of the ones that are like prone to scratching, like these ones over here that don't have any branches really off of them, but also look like they are prone to scratch my roof. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna call this video there. I don't know what happened in this video, but we did some stuff, did some things. Didn't really accomplish all of the things I started on. I got one of the pins in here, I know that. So that's good. Got this cable is still not done because I don't know why it won't reach. I think it's this lever on here doesn't have the hole in the right spot to get it, so that sucks. We're gonna try to figure out what to do with that. Need to do some research, but I don't know. Weird deal. So that's where I'm at. Ready for the Christmas tree race, almost, and that'll do it. Thank you guys for watching. Keep it saucy. I'll see you next time.